Hi guys, and welcome to today's reading on advice for dealing with criticism. So this could be any sort of criticism, constructive criticism, criticism that's a little more destructive. We're going to leave it open and see what the tarot has to say. So we have four groups to choose from. For group one, we have Lemurian, Aquatine, Agate, and Shine. May you be a lighthouse. For group two, this amethyst looking stone, which I'm not sure what it is, and Love. May you dive deep into your passions. Group three, Selenite wand, and Enough. May you be exactly as you are. Group four, Garnet, and Free. May your soul sing freely. So those are the four groups. Take a moment to select your pile using your intuition, and you can take a few moments. Hi, group one. Those of you who picked this Lemurian, Aquatine, Agate, and Shine, may you be a lighthouse. This is your reading and some advice for dealing with criticism. So, this is criticism from others, and it feels also like criticism from yourself, or I feel like maybe even internalizing some of that criticism, or maybe some of that criticism is is triggering, right? And that's what I'm getting with this first quarter moon in Virgo. Assess the situation in reverse. And the Seven of Wands, where it's like these things coming up at you, and then there being this safe bubble for you to, I feel like, reflect on it with this assess the situation, but also do it in a safe and loving, gentle way with safe space, right? And we have the child within, inner mother, innocence, gentleness, and tenderness. And I feel such a calm and peaceful energy in this reading. So, what I'm getting, the advice that I'm getting um, for you guys in dealing with criticism is to like have with the safe space card. I'm getting like having a safe space for yourself. So that could be a physical space, like you see her out in nature, or it could be a safe space for you in your own mind and your own psyche, where you're able to process information, to assess situations, to take in what others may have said, or what sort of criticisms you may have of yourself, and doing so in a way that is feels like loving and gentle, like, because with the child within, it's like remembering that, like we all have like an inner child, right? And sort of treating yourself with that same level of compassion and understanding that you would a child, right? So that's the advice that I'm getting for you guys, is that, it's like I'm getting this like balancing of the two, because when we do have things that we want to improve on, which I'm getting with the number 5 and change and radical rebirth, it's like we do have to look at ourselves. We do have to assess things that people tell us. And then we do have an opportunity to drastically change things. But you can set a boundary, with the safe space of how you want to take in that information, how you want to process that information. And let me think of an example, because I want to explain this. It's like in a way that where you're still protected and you're not causing further damage to yourself. Like if somebody, okay, here's an example. So, with even some comments that I received on my channel, right? Like some, got a couple harsh comments about, my audio, or just, things like that. And, I know that, certain videos, especially earlier on, the audio was pretty bad. There was echoes. But like the way that the comments kind of came at me, in the past that would have really bothered me, but in the back of my mind I'm like, yeah, I do want to improve my audio. I mean, it was kind of uncalled for, like how they went about it, so of course I'm going to block them, right? And so that's my boundary, right? You got to say things a certain way. And so it's like having that same boundary for yourself where you're able to take things in and not judge yourself so harshly or criticize yourself so harshly as well, by saying things like me, like, okay, I'm just getting the hang of this, I'm working through the technical difficulties, I'm sticking to it, and sort of like looking at yourself as like almost like a work in progress, and that you're able to change things and move forward and be positive at the same time. So it's like you're able to receive criticism or feedback, and this is even for yourself, from yourself, but in a way where you're protecting yourself. It's like you have a barrier, or a protection around yourself, in the way that you, I guess, communicate with yourself, the way that you view things. Um, and like I'm being drawn to her sacral chakra, not her sacral, her solar plexus, where it's like you're still able to be confident. It's not in a way that's going to like crush your self-esteem or um like get you to sort of like pull back, right? Because here it's like shine, may you be a lighthouse. And with this I'm getting, it's like being a lighthouse in the sense of like I'm getting it as like being an example, because here we have High Priestess of Atlantis and chakra healing and the child within. And so there's maybe a message here too about, and this is what I'm getting with the being triggered as well, right? Because with this chakra healing, I'm getting that like this is right below this child within, so it's like there may be some blockages, or there may be some chakras that are stuck, um, that need some tenderness to start flowing again and start opening up again, or to start, I almost want to say radiating again. And I'm getting like the solar plexus. Um, and that's like your sense of self-esteem, your confidence, feeling good about yourself. So it's like there's it's like the balance, like this balance that I'm talking about is because I'm getting two opposing energies with this card. One is a Virgo energy, which is very detail oriented and assessing the situation and looking at things sort of practically and looking at things of like, how can I change? How can I improve? What do I want to move forward and do? But then there's this element of awe. May you see the sublime in the everyday. And so this is very detail, and then this, like looking at things in awe, it's like looking at the big picture of stuff, right? And seeing and like not paying attention to all the details. So it's like finding this balance between like focusing on the details for the purpose of progressing and being and like shining your light. And again, with shining your light, I'm getting it as shining the light, like your sacral, your confidence, your self-esteem, like shining your own light and being an example for others, and looking at the details of how you can sort of like improve at practical things step by step, while being loving and gentle with yourself, and understanding that there's like a child within you that needs that same compassion, because children, like that's how they grow. And even though we're adults, for the most part, most of us are adults here, um, that's sort of like how we learn and how we evolve. I mean, there's a gentle way to do it. There's a loving way to do it. There's a way that you can protect yourself and your psyche, and do it. And then also balancing it with this fact that like knowing the big picture of like, and not getting too caught up in the details and focusing so much on the details, and sort of starting to like grind yourself into the ground and beating yourself up, right? Um, so yeah, so that it goes, because I'm getting a really emotional and a water feeling with this reading, with Atlantis, with this Lemurian. And so I'm getting there's like this emotional calming that needs to, I don't want to say that needs to happen, but maybe it needs to happen, maybe it's in the process of happening, of just a calming of fears, of worry, of emotions, of things like that that may bubble up and rise with um, criticism of yourself or criticism from others, but then just also being able to look at the big picture as you're looking at the details and taking things step by step, and then having that and just protecting yourself. And I'm getting this as both physically, like having a safe place for yourself to process your emotions, having a safe place for yourself to look at things that you do want to accept. Because even again with this bubble, this protection, it's like you're not going to just let everything into your bubble. You know, this is your safe space, because your self-esteem and like that's part of you that you're I keep wanting to say sacral chakra, so maybe that has something to do with this as well, but like that's the part of you, your confidence. I'm getting this thing, and we have the sun here as well, like that's the part of you that shines, you know what I'm saying? That's the part of you that presents yourself and puts yourself out into the world. It's your confidence, your self-esteem. That's like kind of like a driving force. um and we have summer here too. And I'm getting this with like version 2.0 with this 20 in summer is like always sort of remembering the big picture of whatever it is that you're striving to do. um, yes, there's going to be feedback and there's going to be criticism, but then there's like this thing of like looking, like, what am I trying to say? I guess the main message and the main advice is like for you to get to like who you want to be, um, or not even who you want to be, but to progress and evolve into this sort of manifestation of who you are on the outside, right? There's like inner work, um, that has to be done. And you have to create a safe space for yourself to do that. You have to be loving and gentle as you would a child, to nurture and to grow and to evolve. Um, it can't be harsh and punishing and critical, and destructive, because it's like it's not just about the details, it's also about the big picture as well. Like I just keep, hopefully that resonates with some of you guys out there, because I keep seeing this thing of like details, but you have to bring the details into the big picture. Um, and so you have to protect yourself from others and from yourself. And I feel like the more that that's done, the more like parts of yourself are gonna heal. And again, so okay, this is another thing, because this is all your chakras, right? So we're talking about manifestation here. So maybe there is something, or you are trying to manifest some sort of outcome, where you are going to, like, I don't want to say be in the spotlight necessarily, but where you can shine who you truly are out into the world, right? And there's some like chakra healing that has to be done around that, and that comes from this sort of loving, compassionate, gentle energy that you're going to give to yourself and to create for yourself, um, and that being like a priority, and that's what I'm getting with the big picture element, and that's how things will change and evolve and grow. It's because it's also like in order to manifest whatever it is, it's like your solar plex has to be activated, you know. And I'm getting this with shine. May you be a lighthouse, an example with the sun and with summer. All of these things are like the manifestation, like the full bloom. And I'm getting that to be with you. You need a safe place where you can, be able to do that work within yourself, and you need to protect yourself from the outside world, or even from the inside, right? Because if you protect yourself just from the outside, like the air inside here can be toxic as well, and so you have to protect yourself from that. And so it's really, the advice is with dealing with criticism is just finding this balance between being very detailed and practical and look at things and assessing the situation and things that you want to change and things that you want to like with this rebirth card in yourself that you want to change, but doing so in a way that is safe for you, is loving towards yourself, compassionate, because whatever it is that you're working on, that you're trying to do, the outcomes or the manifestations is gonna come from like healing your chakras. And like I'm just feeling like a block, like I want to squeeze my fists, right, like, and it's like a knot, and it's your sacral, because I'm seeing something in your sacral as well, and I'm seeing this orange. There's like a knot there, and it's almost like it wants to come up so that you can be this confident person, but it's like stuck in your sacral or something, right? So, I don't want to go off track because I'm trying to stay on track with my readings here. Um, so that's the advice with dealing with criticism is also always remember the big picture. Don't get too bogged down by the details. Find just find like beating yourself up is not the big picture. In the grand scheme, that's not what you want to do or what you want others to do, regardless of the validity of whatever they have to say to be the case. And so it's really just important to create a safe space for yourself physically and your mentally, in order to process these things, in order to evaluate the feedback, the criticism, in order to recognize what it is that you do want to change, and then knowing that things grow in with love and with gentleness and with compassion, and that there is a child within you that may have some blockages within your chakra system that are maybe preventing you from manifesting certain things, or maybe not even preventing, that's not necessarily the word, but um that could use that love and compassion and that gentleness, because I'm getting a water feeling and just this easing of anxiety, of stress, of worry, of harshness, um, and all that sort of stuff. And that it doesn't have to be so fixed and uptight. Like that's what I'm getting with this details and this awe. It's like the details, it's constricting, and then this opening up. And I'm just getting that with these fixed signs that I'm seeing on here. So yeah, so that's the advice, is like having a safe space for yourself to be able to process these things, and to do so in a loving and gentle way. So that is your reading group 1. If you liked the message, please leave me a like, subscribe to see more videos, and I will see you guys soon. Bye. Okay, hi, group 2. Those of you who picked this unknown amethyst looking stone and love, may you dive deep into your passions. This is your reading for advice for dealing with criticism. Okay, so the advice here. So first of all, I'm gonna say that the way that the cards are like presented, I'm just gonna read it as I'm seeing it, okay? Because the advice isn't just like right out there. This is just touching on your situation a little bit right now. And here, may you dive deep into your passions, right? So I'm getting, okay, you have pieces in my pulse, intuition. Each person's road to the inner Lord is extraordinary and personal. How liberating to listen inside and sense moment to moment what's needed. You have unfolding according to your will. Change me, divine beloved, into one who lets you guide things according to your will. May the highest unfold in all ways. Here we have level up in reverse. And queen, I'm not going to try pronouncing that. I'm going to butcher it. But we have the golden stool, which is a symbol. It's a real stool made out of gold. And it was like a symbol for the Ashanti kingdom. And the British tried to come and take it. And it's said to represent like the soul of the people, and this woman was one of the protectors and people who fought. You see her with a machete to keep that stool for the people, and not have it being taken away by the British. And so with your reading, I'm getting like, and you see it with the four of coins as well, I'm just getting this feeling of like, you, in order for you to have peace, like people can criticize you and you can be at peace. I mean, obviously you're not, may not like it, but what you're going to like less is going with the crowd. You're not going to be at peace with that. You know what I'm saying? So the message that I'm getting here is that you have to protect your soul, you have to protect your spirit, you have to protect um what you're passionate about, what you want to do. And I'm getting that with this four of coins. It's like somebody's trying to come and have something to say about what you have going on. It's like you have to protect it. You see her here with her machete. Like, no, you're not going to take that away from me. You're not going to take away my peace. You're not going to you're just not going to do that, because everyone's road path is different. We see that with intuition. You're going to be guided, you're going to be led to go down your own path, and it's going to unfold according to God's plan and God's will. And so the advice that I'm getting in dealing with criticism is just to like stay true to your intuition. Know that things are unfolding as they should be and as it's meant to be. You have spirituality, and this sense of just like going with what you know and what you feel is right for you, and protecting your soul and your spirit. Because with the Queen of Cups here, we have it in reverse. And it's interesting because this Queen of Cups, usually she has, her cup is, the only cup in the tarot that is actually closed off, right? But in this deck, she's opening it to see what's in it. And so with this, I'm getting is like for you to like invest more in your own journey, in your own path. And that is what's going to bring you peace. And, when it comes to what people have to say, it's a matter of taking care of yourself, self-care, soak in a bath, right? Take care of yourself, soak in a bath, like let the water cleanse you, let that be a release for you, as you allow the things of your life to unfold. With Scorpio, I'm thinking of death, the death card, which is transformation, change, major change, um, and stuff like that, right? So maybe there's some major change or some passion or something that's really ignites your soul and your spirit, that the advice is to protect that. I mean, and like, I don't want to say keep certain things to yourself, and that's what I'm getting with like death. Like, it's like kind of a mysterious in Scorpio. It's like this mysterious hidden sort of vibe. Like, um you don't have to share a lot of things with others. I mean, people are gonna, I'm almost feeling this thing of like, the less they know, the better, you know? Um, the less that they can talk about. Like, maybe people aren't understanding you. And so that's where that criticism may come in, or whatever. But so long as you're aware, so long as you have a strong connection to your intuition, to your spirit, so long as you protect, um, kind of protect, I feel like protect that part of you. Um, from others, like don't share it so much, like, and I'm not saying that you guys are sharing, and just being confident. This Leo card kept popping out. um I popped out the first time I was shuffling, and I'm like, no, I just had one more space over here. I'm like, just one more card. And then it fell out again, and I said, okay, there's no space, I'll just put it on the side. But it's like being confident and self-assured in your intuition and what your heart is telling you, because that is what's going to bring you peace and serenity, to follow your passion. And I know it can be sort of like a tough journey, because it's like there's a level of patience and waiting on divine timing and for things to unfold as they will or as they may. But then that's where the self care comes in. So, the message here about the advice for dealing with criticism is to just like protect your. It's like, what's that saying? It's like just keep it. I don't want to say keep it to yourself, but don't just share it with everyone. I mean, this is something valuable. This is something that has to be protected. You know, you see her here with this golden stool, like it's in her machete. It's something to be protected. Like, you know, it's like her with her money. It's like, no, you're not going to come and take this from me, you know, and your peace is not tied to it. That is also another message in this reading, is that your peace is not tied to, um, your peace is tied to, you know, following your intuition and following your passions, and transforming yourself, or your, you know, undergoing this change or this transformation, or your connection to the spirit, and being confident and self-assured in that. And that is sort of like where you need to invest in. And then to keep things to yourself, in the sense that you don't need the weight of other people's opinions, you know. So wherever you can, wherever possible, um keep it to yourself, because I'm getting also too that some of you guys may not even know what's in this cup, you know. It's like maybe you're just opening this cup and you're seeing this fish in here. You just don't know, the same way I don't know what the stone is. And I think, oh, it looks like an amethyst, but I'm not sure yet. But it's like, hey, even that part is unfolding, you know? There's this level of mystery and unknown. Like when I think of death, it's like we don't know what's on the other side when we pass, right? We all can speculate and think that we know, but we there's no real confirmation of it, until we experience it, until we get there. And so it's unfolding. And so, but you're going to experience the peace as you're on that path, as you're on that journey to it. So the advice is like to keep things to yourself, even if it appears mysterious to others, even if they don't understand it, even if they don't get it. It doesn't matter. It's for you to protect, and for you to invest in your own intuition, in your own path, and that's where your peace lies. And if it all gets to be too much, it's all about self-care, right? Soaking in a bath and using water to cleanse you. So yeah, so that's the message that I'm getting for you guys, is yeah. And now with this Queen of Cups, I'm tying it to the soak in a bath, you know, and and it's like water as well. So it's like that cleansing, the water, feeling good emotionally. Yeah, so this ties into the peace. So I mean, I'm just getting like, don't let it phase you. And I'm getting like, maybe there are times where it may phase you, the things that people have to say, because they don't get it. But just know that they don't get it, and that your peace and your serenity and all that stuff is not tied to, they just don't get it, right? They just don't get it. So just be positive, not positive, but yeah, positive, self-assured, confident in your connection to the spirit, your intuition, and that knowing that everything is unfolding. Um, and just protect your spirit, protect your soul, protect what's valuable to you, you know. So yeah, so that's your reading, group 2. If you liked it, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe to see more videos. I will see you guys soon. Bye. Okay, group 3, advice for dealing with criticism. Those of you who picked the Selenite wand and enough, may you be exactly as you are. This is your reading, and I have to cleanse it because as I kept, you know, repeating the question, advice for dealing with, well, it's not a question, but asking for advice for dealing with criticism, I kept hearing, or I kept saying advice for dealing with group 3. I just kept saying that, and I'm feeling like this is a particular person or people, that are criticizing you. And I'm getting this is like I don't know, for some of you guys, this is a family member. I'm getting divine masculine. This is like could be a mother figure or a father figure, or it could be people in your circle with this 3 of water, who are coming across, because like it's really advice for how to deal with these people. Like that's, sorry guys, this is dealing with this criticism, but it's really dealing with, it goes deeper than that. It's like dealing with people such as these folks, okay? Because what I'm getting already is like, okay, may you be exactly as you are enough. And I'm getting that like the feeling I'm getting from this reading is like these people doubt, or this person or these people doubt your ability to manifest or to create something, okay? Because here we have doubt in reverse. I release the need to know all the answers. And then we have miracles. The frequency of miracles supports our belief in ourselves as part of source, and therefore our belief that anything is possible. We have assertion, the number 22, which is in numerology, like the master builder, the master manifester, and the three of wands in reverse. So it's like something not coming in for you, and I feel like this criticism with this nine of pentacles in reverse, it's like it leaves you not feeling good, right? So I'm getting that these people have like a hard time believing that things are possible, and this has more to do with them than it has to do with you. So, and with this wand, it's like it's reminding me of the magician, right? Like, so it's like you're trying to do something, or it's like what I'm getting is like it's like you're trying to do something, you're trying to create something, and this person's there like, no, I don't think that's possible, I don't think you can do it, or maybe, but I'm getting it, it's like on the sly, okay. um Maybe for some of you guys it's an outward thing, or these are friends, but these are like shady type of people who make these little critical comments or just things like that. Like that's the type of energy. Here we have Pleiadians, unconditional love, excitement, laughter. And it's in reverse, and I'm associating it with this divine masculine figure, or this friend, this family member, someone that you are closely bonded with in some sort of way, and they're doubting your ability. They're seeing it as like, man, that would be, it's kind of like, oh, that would be a miracle if you were able to pull that one off, sort of thing. And it has nothing to do with you, it has more to do with their, I don't know, their state of mind, their way of thinking, than it does have to do with you. It's like I feel like they're the type of person that doesn't believe that things are possible. Like I just heard negative Nancy, someone who's just like, I don't know, just kind of like this negative thing. Because when we're thinking about miracles, it's like a miracle is something that like our minds can't really conceive happening, or we just don't understand it. And so we'll say it was a miracle, right? But it's clearly in the realm of possibility, otherwise it would not have happened, you know? And they just doubt. It's like they're the type of person who doesn't believe in like manifestation or the power of the mind, or I don't know, like stuff like that. So the advice for dealing with criticism is really the advice for, it's not even advice. It's like this is just how these people are. So like that's kind of just what it is. It's like they're like, I get a really strong, like when I was shuffling, or just as I was just laying down the cards, I was like getting such a strong, powerful energy coming from you guys. And it's like maybe they don't recognize like your power, your abilities. Um Maybe they're a bit narcissistic. I don't know. Something like that, where they just don't see that in others or something. Like there's something off about these people. And it has to do with them. It really has to do with them. And they doubt their own ability to manifest things or to create things. Like, and I'm talking about on a like a deep, on a deep sort of level with enough. May you be exactly as you are. And maybe they're the type of person who feels like they have to pretend to be something that they're not, because who they are isn't good enough. So it's kind of like, how dare you think that you can do this? It's not going to come in for you. It's not going to work out for you. And sometimes, maybe in certain cases, they can hide it behind a veil of caring about you or something like that. But it's very disempowering for someone like you guys, because I feel a very powerful, strong energy. Because while I associate this divine masculine card to someone in your life, like a parent figure or whatever, I'm also associating this with you, with electric, active power, assertion, the number 22, master builder, miracles, someone who's able to, you know, create something, build something, um, very like profound, right? And, you know, and I just keep hearing this thing of like enough. like you're saying enough to them, but also that you are enough and that your power is enough. And I'm getting this with this wand because I'm associating it with the magician and the wand to be able to perform magic. And so that's in the realm of miracles, and magic is being able to create something out of nothing. And I'm getting the number 33 with, Jesus, and that sort of miracle of like it's beyond the realm of their understanding. And so that's where their criticism comes in towards you. And so the advice is just to be able to like I said, when I kept trying to ask, like, what's the advice for dealing with criticism for group three? But it's like, what's the advice for dealing with group three? And I'm talking about this person or these individuals that are sort of like, I want to say taking jabs, because I don't feel like they're doing it extremely outwardly for some of you guys. Because they are hiding behind this sort of guise of like friendship or a bond or connection. And I'm seeing it as a parent who's like, doesn't want to come out and say like, hey, be realistic, this is not possible, you're not going to be able to do that, who do you think you are, you don't have this, you don't have enough of that, you don't have enough of this, or just sort of like in that lack sort of mindset. So it's the advice is just to it's almost like distancing yourself, but not necessarily in a physical way per se, but like your psyche, your mind from, I just feel like, and like intruders, like I'm seeing a bunch of ants, like a hole opening up and like these ants just like swarming in or something like that, and it's like just sort of trying to infiltrate. So just not allowing them to infiltrate your mind, because your mind is very powerful. Um, and just because, and even if something perhaps didn't work out with this new beginnings in reverse, it's not so much about it not working out, it's about it like being open to, it's like something about being open, because I'm getting again with the magician, this is a new beginning and this is the wand. So it's like something along the lines of like being open, being willing, being, having faith, or just something like that. It's more about that because it's under miracles than about it working or not working. And I feel like with these people, their mindset is like, nope, that didn't work. But it's not about whether it works or not. It's the fact that you had faith and that you tried, and that mindset is sort of like where your power sort of lies. So hopefully this reading is making sense to you guys. And that's your advice in dealing with, it's not necessarily criticism, it's dealing with people who think like this. Because I feel like that's what kept hitting my mind when I was asking the question. And so if that resonates with you, please leave a like, comment, subscribe to see more videos. And know that what you have is enough. And just because they think you may not have enough doesn't mean that that's true and that you can't create and build. Like these are like repeating numbers right here. So anyway, that is your reading. I will see you guys soon. Bye. Group 4, advice for dealing with criticism. So those of you who picked this Garnet and free, may your soul sing freely. This is your reading. So, advice for dealing with criticism. Okay, so like I'm gonna just tell you guys what I'm seeing right now, and hopefully it'll circle back to answering the question about the advice. Okay, what I'm feeling is with this group, it's not so much the criticism that's taking place currently. It's more like the criticism that may occur in the future if you act a certain or do a certain thing or act a certain way or whatever. And I'm getting with free, may your soul sing freely, and I'm tying this to the future. So it's like I'm picturing someone who, like for example, sings, but doesn't want to sing because they don't want to be because they're afraid that somewhere down the road they're going to be criticized for it, so they don't want to take that chance. It's sort of like a very protective mechanism for yourself, but also like an overthinking and a projecting into the future sort of thing. and not wanting to take that chance with cozy up with risk in reverse. And so the advice for that is like, because here we have Spirit of Earth, and then here we have Future. So with the Spirit of Earth card, I'm really getting this feeling of being in the here and now and being free. When we talk about freedom and you see this bird and your soul wanting to be free, it's like happening in the current moment. It's like we're living in the here and now. You know, um, when we think of the earth, it's being very grounded, very present, and acting on that, right? Because it's like you're not you. I don't know how to explain this, but it's like because we have the Magician in reverse, we have the Chariot in reverse, so it's like your power isn't in the future, your power is in the now, and you can't move into the future if you're not doing it now. I don't know. Like, does that make sense? And so there's this thing also too of when it comes to being free and expressing yourself, and here we have this Ace of Swords, it's like the thoughts come in now, right? Like when we think about things, and we're inspired by things, that inspiration comes in the moment. So it's not like you can plan it out or something like that. So while the question is advice for dealing with criticism, I'm feeling this feeling here of like having a fear, of criticism, or it's not even a fear of criticism, it's like an overthinking, um, sort of feeling. Uh, but it's like, how will you be free if you're in the future or if you're in your mind, as opposed to being grounded in the present? Um, so that's sort of like the message that I'm getting here. It's like it's almost like there's no point of not taking a chance doing something. I'm really hoping this resonates with whoever of you guys that clicked onto this reading, because I'm also getting the message of like, with if you believe and big happy changes in reverse, I'm getting this big happy changes in reverse to mean something that's going to be uncovered in the future, when you do take a chance, when you do take a risk, when you do put yourself out there, when you do act in the moment. It's like things will unfold, ideas will come to you, things like that. And so, um, it's like there's something bigger at play, um, and so the advice for dealing with criticism is more like not to overthink it. Like here it's futility. The card is futility. And it's like your power is in the present. So that's the message, is that your power is in the present, it's in being grounded, it's in being rooted, it's in the moment. Um, thoughts, ideas, all that stuff is going to come in now, like in this moment. And so it's like you because I'm just getting like, yeah, I'm just really getting this thing of just like not moving forward, and doing things out of fear of taking a chance, out of fear of, being criticized, um, for how it turns out. But it's like you're able to manifest whatever it is if you believe in it, and if you stay in the present moment and allow, these thoughts and ideas to come to you. um, but you can't be afraid and be overthinking about the future, because then that won't be able to come in, you know um, this feels like very unrelated to the question. So so yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna have to take it for what it is. And so yeah, so maybe this is more about yeah, this is just more about being grounded in the present. So that's the advice for criticism. Maybe it's even that, you know, things can. This is very confusing to me. I'm very confused by this reading, um, because, and I'm saying with eagle medicine. So maybe this is just something that you guys need to hear, you know. Um, and so this is just advice for you for dealing with criticism in general, is to not try to overthink or to project into the future, um, and not take chances and not move forward out of fear of criticism or a fear of things not working out and then being criticized for it or something like that, because it's like your power and your is in the moment, is in right now. And that if you do believe like things will work a certain way for you, um yeah, so it's like more about having faith in the present moment, and and that things will unfold. I'm sorry guys, this is the reading that I'm getting with this question. So this is the advice for dealing with criticism, is like, um is not to project into the future. Or maybe this is a situation where someone says something and you project into the future, and then yeah, so please do leave a comment if, this reading does resonate with you guys. I'm going to just leave it as it is. um, yeah, I'm just going to leave it as it is. All right, if you liked this reading, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe to see more videos, guys. Take care. Bye.